I'm Choongil Yeh from E3 Korea. I cannot using this figure when you talk about 5G standardization process. We see both schedules from ITUR Working Party 5D above and 3GPP below. In 2015, ITUR produced IMT vision document, and following this, technical performance requirements and evaluation criteria and the method and the submission templates were developed by ITUR. And during this period of time, 3GPP release 14 was doing 5G NR study. And in release 15, 3GPP developed 5G new radio, which is not compatible with legacy LTE, and the evolution of LTE Advanced Pro, which is compatible with the legacy LTE. So 3GPP has taken two-step approach. As a result, 3GPP has submitted two versions of the IMT 2020 proposal. One is RIT, which is NR only, and the other is SRIT, which is NR plus evolution of LTE Advanced Pro. Now, 3GPP has submitted the initial description template for IMT 2020 to ITUR at Working Party 5, the number 29, and the summary of self-evaluation at Working Party number 30, and the characteristics and the compliance template and the self-evaluation report at Working Party 5D number 31, October this year, Fukuoka, Japan. And the 3GPP invited independent evaluation groups to discuss and explain RIT and SRIT, October this year, Brussels, Belgium. And now we are here between 5D Working Party 31 and the 31Bs. And I think that the evaluation and the consensus building are under process. Even the IMT 2020 technology is evolving at this time. This is the summarization of the status of IMT 2020 at the Working Party 5D. As we did for 4G, ITUR developed the recommendation and the reports for IMT 2020. The first one is a recommendation M.2083, which is IMT vision document, where we can see the famous usage scenario triangle with the three vertices of EMBB, MMDC, and the URLLC. The next one is report M.2410, where we can see 13 key performance indicators, also known as KPIs. Report M.2411 deals with under requirements, evaluation criteria, and the submission templates, and the report M.2412 provides guidelines for the procedure, the methodology, and the criteria to be used in evaluating the candidate IMT 2020 radio interface. Up until now, 5 entities have submitted proposals for IMT 2020. As I mentioned the previous slide, multiple companies from 3GPP have submitted the RIT and the SRIT. Korea also submitted RIT, which is compatible with the 3GPP NR. China submitted the RIT, which is composed of 3GPP NR and the LTE NB-IoT in order to strengthen connection density requirement of the MMTC. India is proposing RIT based on NR, but I'm not sure at this point which is 100% compatible with the NR. And TECT 2020 is the only technology which is not based on the 3GPP work. So now we see the 5G usage scenario and the test environment. Smart City is located at the left bottom of the vertex, so Smart City will be the representative application of MMTC, and the self-driving car is closely related to URLLC. So 5G is planned to provide various types of applications known as vertical services, as well as traditional communication application needing high data rate as much as possible. So 5G has no choice to have multiple test environments compared to the previous generation systems. So ITR has defined the 5 test environment for IMT 2020. Under EMBB, we have indoor hotspot, dense urban, and rural. Also, we have MMTC urban macro and the URLLC urban macro. Now we would like to compare capabilities between IMT Advanced and IMT 2020. The peak data rate of IMT 2020 is 20 times higher than IMT Advanced. In reality, NR provides much more higher data rate than the requirement. And the user experience data rate is 10 times higher, area traffic capacity 100 times higher. And we have new introduced KPIs for IMT 2020, which is user experience data rate, area traffic capacity, and energy efficiency, and so on. So what should be addressed here is that every usage scenario do not have to satisfy all the KPIs. For example, the only required performance indicator for MMTC is the connection density. So we would like to see the 3GPP activities for IMT 2020. As we know, the 3GPP stands out clearly in producing technical specifications for IMT 2020. So as I mentioned earlier, 4 among the 5 IMT 2020 candidates are based on 3GPP. We see 3GPP release 15 and the release 16 timeline, and LAN 1 release 16 schedule here. December last year, 3GPP released 15 non-standalone mode, and June this year, 3GPP released 15 SA mode, and then the so-called release 15 later versions, where eNode B is connected to 5G core through Gnode B, or Gnode B is connected to 5G core through eNode B, will be released December this year. So if you look at the right slide, we understand that standard is like a living creature, so it continues to evolve and sometimes revolve. So in this reason, I think that release 15, 5G would like to evolve through release 16. We see study items for NR and work items for NR and work items for evolution of LTE Advanced Pro are under process now in release 16. So the same is true for the other LAN working groups. I'd like to introduce the TTA activities in Korea. As you know, 3GPP unites 7 telecommunication SDOs, known as organizational partners. They are ATIS USA, Arab TTC Japan, TTA Korea, TSDSI India, ETSI Europe, and the CCSA China. So 3GPP member companies in Korea take part in and contribute to 3GPP through TTA. Under TTA, TTA has a technical assembly and the coordination committee. And technical assembly has several technical committees and a special technical committee. Among them, STC3 is responsible for 5G standardization. Under STC3, we have 5 sub-project groups. Among them, SPC33 is responsible for 5G technical evaluation. So it is registered as an independent evaluation group to ITR. So this is the activity from 5G Fórum. The first bullet clearly states the vision and the strategies of the 5G Fórum, which is leading and promoting 5G services and the technologies in year around 2020 and beyond, creating new values with other verticals in the context of the fourth industrial revolution. It has several committees and task force groups, and the task force group is actually ad hoc group, so if necessary, it will be elevated to committees. And the committees produce white papers, technical report, and issue reports. So where you see participating members. So this is the summarization of the 5G standardization process. Thank you.